We'll begin our pregame introductions here in just a few moments. Do want to remind you, if you're in need of restroom facilities, you can find them around straight across, if you will, from your right of the football field at the softball complex. The ladies is closest to the gate. The men is on the other side of the press box near the expressway. That is the closest on this side, and then behind us on the other side of the student housing at the Student Union Building, you'll find restrooms there as well. Again, we welcome you out, everyone, to Wildcat Field on the campus of Louisiana Christian University. It is time for our championship game of this ACEL soccer tournament, our CoEd tournament. Coming up at the end of the game, we will be presenting our first and second team All-State Awards, as well as our MVP for both the ladies and men, and our Coach of the Year, plus 446 Sports, who is streaming our game live, will select an MVP as well from our press box team here. So if you have family that couldn't make it to Pineville today to see the championship game, let them know right now they can watch it live on 446 Sports through the ACEL Facebook page. Again, good to have you here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's begin by introducing to you our competitors for John Paul the Great Academy, who will be the visiting team, and the home team on the scoreboard, the number 1 seed Commandos of Acadiana Homeschool Athletics. We'll start with the guardians of John Paul the Great. If you would, please step forward as we call your name so that we can acknowledge you. Number 19, Mary Kramer. Number 25, the birthday boy, Gavin Fernandez. Number 10, Sam LeBlanc. Number 17, Luke Manuel. Number 16, Miguel Pagan. Number 50, David Puerto. Number 13, Anthony Salvatierra. Number 24, Eli Wheel. Number 14, Abigail Whitman. Number 5, Ellen LeBlanc. Number 20, Joseph Williams. For the Guardians, number 1, Shelby Wyatt. Number 31, Micah Thomas. Number 12, John Paul Aber. Number 34, Owen Hernandez. Number 6, Dominic Pagan in goal for the Guardians. Number 7, Jacques Fontenot. Number 15, Therese Friedel. And number 22, Lily Mae Fontenot. Your head coach for the Guardians is Ryan Gray, assisted by Bryce Cambry. Now let's meet the number 1 seed Commandos of Acadiana Homeschool Athletics. Number 1, Jake McFadden. Number 2, John Viator. Number 5, Edwin Bercier. Number 6 is Julia Sheridan. Number 7, Benjamin Sellers. Number 9, Elijah Chopin. Number 13, Isabella Fuselier. Number 14, Mary Grace Chopin. Number 15, Madeline Menard. Number 20, Miriam Markentel. Number 21, David Markentel. Number 26, John Araby. Number 28, Claire Coleman. Number 34, Cosmos Herrera. Number 35, Andrew Maynard. Number 36, Jaden Knight. Number 37, Mia Coleman. Number 39, Sam Mayu. In goal, number 40, Luke Pettit. Number 47, Aiden Rude. And number 80, Asher Meir. Your head coach for the Commandos is Carrie Chopin, assisted by Brent Coleman and Ryan Araby.
And there you have it, folks. You hear the rosters for this championship game. It is the 4-time defending state champion and number 1 seed Commandos who come in with an 11-1 record that will get things going. We'll have the coin toss just momentarily to determine ends of the field. But in this one, same thing that we saw yesterday for them. Luke Pettit, number 40, will be in goal for the Commandos. Back in there trying to pull off the same kind of performance he did last night will be number 6, Dominic Pagan, for Coach Ryan Gray and the Guardians of John Paul the Great Academy. And again, you'll see 2 different styles out here, high pressure, low pressure type of attacks. The Commandos will try to come at you with intensity and pressure. If you think in basketball, think a full court press type of event. And you see, Coach Gray had talked about the kids growing up together and attending the schools, and you see a lot of hugs and a lot of familiarity going on out there. But I'm telling you here, Chuck, in just a couple of minutes, all that's going to go away when they get between the white lines.
Yes, sir. It's going to be like that Wile E. Coyote and Ralph the dog, you know.
That's correct.
Punch that time clock, it's ready to fight.
Yep. All day long battle, and then when they punch it again, they go home and their buddies.
Yep.
You know, the Guardians would like nothing more than to knock that streak of state championships out of the way. 4 in a row. What an impressive run by Acadiana Homeschool Athletics. They have been just phenomenal over the last few years here in CoEd soccer and the ACEL organization. They are in their yellow jerseys with the, I guess, script type number on the back of it. And one player to watch out for, keep an eye on Marcantel. We saw him yesterday and the play that he had. Number 21, David Marcantel, had a couple of goals. Easy to spot. Just look for the blue beanie type hat out there, but he very aggressive and all over the place.
Yeah, you can see it right there on your screen, bouncing up and down right kind of towards the back. If that's, yep, there he is, number 24.
21.
21, rather, yep. Sorry.
Again, Pettit and Pagan will be the keepers tonight for either team. Commandos first out on the field. Talked about David Marcantel. He is just a 10th grader here, but plays with that intensity that you like to see. Benjamin Sellers had a goal yesterday. Cosmos Herrera had one. Aiden Rude had one. Asher Meir had one, and then an own goal was scored in there as well, thrown in the middle of it. All of that was last night. We are ready to go. This is 70 minutes for the 2023 Varsity ACEL Athletics CoEd Soccer State Title. Here we go. Marcantel surveying the situation.
The refs are synchronizing their watches, their timers, and there we go. Underway.
Again, after this, we will name our first ever ACEL 446 Sports MVP. We had one in JV earlier, but this will be our first varsity one ever. Marcantel now looking to clear it out. Offsides will be called. Again, the Commandos 10-1, 11-1 now. John Paul the Great, they sit at 8-4. Runs over a young lady there, goes to help her up. That is number 5, Ellen LeBlanc, that takes the spill. And that's the deal with co-ed soccer. You're going to get mixed up between those 9 versus 9. 8 on the field. The goalies make the 9th. Got to have a minimum of 2 females on the field at all times. And unavoidably running into, or didn't mean to do it, John Viator, but was quick to help LeBlanc up. Defense is what led the way last night for this JPG team. Stayed back in more of a low-pressure set, but now they are on the attack. This one will go out and down the hill. 31 is where we're at. We are 6 shy of the record of number of balls that went down that hill. That matters none, but we got to have something to keep score of because we don't have our save button working.
It matters for fun, that's all.
Right? You see, this is what he talked about, just laying back and not really watch the intensity that the Commandos put on when they're attacking, too. Getting out is Pagan. Pagan had a rough go of it in that JV state championship that the Knights come out and win that one.
Wanting no part of that being centered up in front of their goal. Quickly kicks it out of bounds.
Chuck coming along nicely there. Learning what's going on. We've learned volleyball and soccer over the last couple of years. Quickly getting down the sidelines and just beside himself is number 12. That is John Paul Hebert. Had a shot and a run out, but just drifted out of bounds, and that turns it back over to the Commandos. Good defensive work early in this sort of first, 8 to 10 minute feeling out party. You know, in the first 5 minutes or so of a football game, you say that's where the mark is made, that whoever can come out and dominate those. But here, it just seems to be the first 10 minutes or so they just see what's going on and get their legs under them and get their bodies up to the correct temperature.
And down the hill, the ball rolls again.
32 it is. The countdown is on. You see that John Paul the Great Academy team, every about 4 minutes, they'll take a lap down to the end of the field. Right in the front of it and unable to finish are the Commandos. Pagan was over there, but not really a shot on it at all.
Yeah, ball bounced high, and all he could do is get his knee on it. Couldn't quite get a good foot shot on it.
Viator, we've called his name a couple of times already, but just missed a great opportunity. This one to the side, unable to handle it. Came to the near side of Ellen LeBlanc, but she was unable to get anything going. And here is a throw-in on the side. Viator thought about getting it in, but was really unable to get a foot on it, get his legs under him there. And that bench kind of played blocker and allowed that ball to get down. So we look like we're going to sail over the record in this one. Bouncing around, here goes Viator again with a shot on it on Pagan, and he comes out of there with a big save.
Nice.
Just the kick save to slide in there and knock that one out, and the crowd applauding a beautiful catch that was made here. That's the work they need from Pagan, as he was able to hop in there and get that, slides in and kicks that one out. If he doesn't make that play, it's a goal. Hustling quickly down the other way is Hebert, but kicks that one away.
And down the hill.
Well, we may have this in the first half.
Get VP to the hill. There we go.
And again, they do not stop the clock when it goes down the hill, only for goals or injuries. and that's where you get the extra time at the end of each half, whichever half it happens in. A bit of intense defense out of this Guardian team. We saw it last night. That's what propelled them to that 2-1 victory. Commandos really thus far unable to get their offense on track.
And that one went down the hill as well. He just picked up the one that is, and they said, nope, you can't play with that one.
You got to go get it.
There was one sitting there ready to interplay, but somebody's fixed to take care of that ball.
And that one's gone.
And it rolls onto the field, and off again. There we go. Okay.
Great work by the cameraman.
The one that's on the field, not the one that's behind this one.
That one out from the side, and again, set to bring it in. Crossing over the middle, there was Herrera to get that one out. Viator with another shot at it, but the defense just stepping up solidly. It's kind of a collapsing type of defense. Anytime that one of the offensive players get deep for the Commandos, they're trapping almost. Gotta be careful, though, for a late, quick pass. That is Cosmos Herrera. He had a goal in last night's big victory. Looking for the corner, spun around, and completely goes over everyone. Try to get it back the other way. And coming out of there are the Guardians. They'll clear that one out, and that gets away from Asher. Asher set back to play the last line of defense. Don't forget, ACEL Athletics will be back in Central Louisiana. Here in the heart of Louisiana, Pineville is where we call home for all ACEL Athletic Championships. They'll be at HOS Fieldhouse for JV, boys and girls, and varsity basketball championships. We'll name 4 champions next weekend. Long shot on goal, drifts wide, and no good. Now you're getting to that 10-minute, 9 or 10-minute mark or so. This is where we've seen the game start to get going, in between the 10 and 15-minute mark, as these coaches are making some in-match adjustments. Legs are getting warm. Folks are just getting out there and ready to go. That's a long one, going to drift harmlessly past the end line. Dominic Pagan in goal for the Guardians, and posted a video of the opportunity that he had on that penalty kick last night. Got a lot of good looks at that one. If you haven't seen that highlight, go over and check it out on our Facebook page or on the 446 Sports YouTube page. You'll see it there listed as a short.
How appropriate.
Right? Guardians come out of there with it near midfield. That one is centered. Still no real shot on Pettit. He hasn't had anything to defend thus far. It's been a little bit testy down there, but no real shots on goal. It was kind of a low corner kick, and not sure that's what they had in mind from that one, as they'll set it up all on the far side of the field. Was not able to get really any elevation on that kick. There goes the run out again. Tried to clear and looking for a penalty.
Somebody had a little push to the back, I believe.
Yeah, not going to be called. They're going back the other way to the Guardians, letting them play, and that's what you want. Championship Saturday. Good work inside. Viator has been active in this game.
Offsides.
Coming back to pick this one in, Jacques Fontenot, again, had the goal yesterday to even things up at 1 apiece. Did that at the 14-minute mark. Good sliding kick there. Good work. That was the aforementioned Jacques Fontenot. Stepping in to knock that one out of play was Luke Manuel, and that's what you do. You don't want to get this Commandos team set up. Now they'll be set to bring it in from the side. It's like a corner kick coming.
Indeed.
Drifting, a little bit of the spin going the wrong way. You'd like to see that ball perhaps spin back towards the goal. At least I would in it. Again, don't coach soccer, so don't come up and get me. But it makes sense that it's going that way.
And
Asher
quick
Meir
turnover.
just that one had some backspin on it, looked like, and went out of bounds when he kicked that one.
Obviously does well in English. Oh, nice header on the ball to bring it down to control it.
Yeah, Herrera does a good job of getting things settled. He sends that one down long, and it will just go out of bounds, quickly set to bring it back in. Well, the Guardians, but there stepping in the way is Benjamin Sellers. Defenseman Miriam Marcantel sends that one down.
Both of those now are at the fence near Pine Street.
Pine Grove, the Pine Street end zone. That is correct. And they, like I said, they have the net up there now. Didn't realize it was up there.
Oh, for the field goals, yeah.
That'll keep the made ones from going down the hill. The missed ones are on their own.
Yeah. And the missed ones, if you're missing it left, you're going into the front porch of that house back there.
Indeed you are. That one makes its way down the hill.
Number 37?
36.
6. Okay.
One away. Now it's painstakingly awkward to continue the countdown on it, but there have been such a number of them, and it just shows you how much time is dedicated to retrieving that. A little bit of a twist inside, trying to clear it out, or the Commandos going to make it out of bounds. Trying to get over there was Ellen LeBlanc, but she's unable to, and it's going to go back to the Commandos. But jumping in the way of it was Fontenot. Marcantel is going to be whistled for offsides. And fans not happy about that. So the beanie has come off of Marcantel. I don't know if that's going to work for him or not, though.
Has not yet.
That one will go back towards the Guardians. Thrown inside, but just going up and getting that one was Pettit. Luke Pettit just grabs it and goes and then chunks this one downfield. He was looking for Mary Grace Chopin, but unable to get it as LeBlanc was right there to knock that one away.
Very helpful that their uniforms are such a stark difference in color. You can pick out your players really quick.
The numbers work well on there, too. You know, I've seen teams that have the white jerseys that have a gray number on it.
A light gray at that.
And that's a announcer's nightmare. So kudos to the uniform combinations here in this championship game today. Right now, it's the two goalies that are on point for this. Pettit and Pagan on point for our tournament MVPs here. Pagan had a great night last night. Several people with goals. David Marcantel had a couple for the Commandos. Oh, and there's a trip on the far side, and that's going to be called. Of course, it takes into account last night's games and today's games. I think a lot of the awards that they give out here are season-long type MVP awards. Ours will focus just directly on this tournament.
Give up the 10-yard buffer.
That one sails over the top. Had a good thought at it, but unable to get anything to work.
See the group back there perched on the hillside waiting and watching.
Checking in Sam Mayu for the Commandos. For the Guardians, 24 and 12, that's John Paul Hebert. Number 12 and 24 is Eli Weil.
If they had more than one that played on the team, you could say all the while, right?
You could not.
Okay.
You know, we're nearing 20 minutes into this, and it's just been back and forth. We've not really seen any solid attacks. We've seen some deep work into the both sides, the plus sides, but
it seemed like the majority of the ball play has been at midfield.
Look at Pagan coming out there and kicks that one out of bounds. Thought about coming up to grab it, but the Commando player was right on top of it, and all he did was just kick that one out.
Probably wise because his momentum may have carried him across the line there.
This one thrown in by Mary Grace Chopin. She was the one questioning in that, and that shot goes up and over the goal with no chance at it. Pagan quickly comes back in and gets the one that's off to the side of the goal, and they'll track down that one that is back by the Wildcats banner.
Yeah, I got some assistance going back there. That's nice.
Good work, Viator making his way down, but Pagan going to slide save that one again.
A lot of trust in your teammates to do that.
Here we go, right back the other way. That one off of his own player, it looked like. That one kicked off of Viator. Spending a little time down here in the last few minutes on this end of the field for the Commandos.
Looked like a ball back there on the back right corner of the goal. I guess they just didn't see that one, but it is a goal kick. A corner kick.
Corner kick coming.
Must have went off the other player then, if that's the case.
Correct. This one is up. And just over there to Viator, banged around. A couple of Guardians hit the deck, but that one is cleared out. Good work again. And that is going to be back over to JPG. Checking in for the Guardians, it's number 16, Miguel Pagan. Also coming back is 34, Owen Hernandez. We saw Hernandez play pretty solid last night as well. LeBlanc off the face of Herrera. Like we said, he does a good job of getting in there defensively. Pagan now tries the other side, but stepping in is Viator.
Seeing that one coming.
You do not have the opportunity to get sloppy passes in when you've got this commando defense that comes get you. Well, that offense, as they aggressively go into it, that one kicked out, tried to be saved by Herrera, but Andrew Maynard had that one go out of bounds.
A little cheering squad over there. That's nice on the opposite side.
That's right.
Folks moved their way around there.
David Marcantel sits at the 50. He's ready to re-enter this one momentarily.
And in he goes.
And
after a little toot of the whistle.
See who he's swapping places with. You see him coming off on your screen. 39 is Sam Mayu. He's the senior. Very senior-laden team for the Commandos. They've got 14 seniors on this year's roster. Big key contributors. A couple of folks that'll be back. Cosmos Herrera will be back. Of course, Marcantel will be back.
That one goes down the hill as well.
Ties the record at 37. I don't know that there's going to be a big confetti shower, any of that come down the next one down the hill, but it's been fun to follow that along.
Well, I do have my paper from my lunch today. I could tear it up for you.
Right? That one down by Sellers.
Nope, that one's out. PA guy over here is getting into the action, throwing up a napkin.
Right.
Nice.
Under 10 minutes to go here in half number one.
Getting ready for his Mardi Gras bead throwing event.
Right. Second lining over there is what he's doing. That one goes out. Looks like neither team really wanting to make a mistake in this one. You've seen a couple of runs, but it's not been that aggressive up-tempo. Great plan put together by Coach Ryan Gray and assistant coach Bryce Cambry to defend this high-powered offense of the Commandos. As both teams have been held in check, that was kind of a spin shot that was made at it. Just went over the top of the crossbar. It's John Paul Hebert.
Quick shot, maybe catch him looking off somewhere. Got a ladybug flying around in here, landing on our window. Some kind of a...
That was knocked out. LeBlanc gets an elbow on that one. Trying to hurry and get things going, but the official brings back Miriam Marcantel and gets her set. She tried to really hustle out there. That'll turn things around the way they work it offensively, and it goes back to Mir.
Yeah, was trying for that 12-yard advantage, but just not going to be had by the official.
That shot saved by Pettit, and he gets out on it. John Paul Hebert had a shot at it, but Pettit was true to the task.
Feeling the rumblings of the feet on the stadium
Oh, big collision there out in the middle. That's Meir. Have to see who he was tangled up with there, and it was Abigail Whitman. You know, Abigail had the first goal of action last night. That was that 5 o'clock game. She did that at the 7:15 mark. Abigail Whitman had the first goal.
Holding up play until he gives him his 10-yard buffer. He was trying to sneak into play a little bit.
That one spins around, but the wall of the Commandos was there, and a little bit of a do-si-do going on between a couple of the players. That one goes off left. Patriots hanging out under that Tron to keep an eye of what's going on. Well, again, I don't really think it's a Jumbotron. Just a Tron is what we're going with.
Postage stamp, as I was told.
That one out, nearing about 7.5 minutes to go until halftime. Been a defensive stalemate here in the first 28 minutes. Big thanks to Wallace Eye Associates. They're keeping you up with the score. When there is one, knocked out of there. Good work defensively. And here's that opportunity for a run out as Sellers working things down, trying for the tackle. And it is there. Good work by, see who that was. Working on getting the number of that young man that made the slide tackle. It's one over the 31-yard line, far side, Chuck.
In yellow?
Well, no, in white. Nearest the sideline, the other far sideline. I'll get him here in a minute.
Sorry.
Commandos have it. He's got the ball. Now the one that we're looking at. Guardians trying to make their way into plus territory. But of that defense that lays back, there's a good steal in the middle. Working hard over there for the Guardians is Owen Hernandez. And we saw that the entire time last night. Hernandez really active. Owen LeBlanc bangs in to one of the players just going up for the ball from the Commandos, and she's down.
Cross body shot, kind of like a WWE. Yeah. The wrestling thing.
Right. LeBlanc quickly over there to give her a little pat on the back.
Inbound ball.
That is number 14, Mary Grace Chopin. Good to see that she is up and back at it. Clock will start rolling now. I'm telling you, as tough as any of Ellen LeBlanc is out there, it doesn't matter who it is. There's a shot. Pagan pulls it in, and that was sent from Benjamin Sellers. Pagan back in form, just the way he was last night. This morning had some difficulties in goal, but as such, here in the varsity championship, he has been true to the task we said. There goes LeBlanc. Looked a little awkward on that one. Might have hurt herself. Hip check comes in, and you're seeing some aggressiveness now out of the Guardians. Save is made. Sellers had that. Sellers went with a heel kick now, but goes back over to the Guardians. Now possession flips. Back and forth this one is. About 5 minutes remaining here in this one. Should be 30, 45 seconds of extended time here in this first half, we believe, if I've kept up with it. One thing that Pagan's going to have to watch for is he sometimes will throw that pass, and when he rolls a little lazily, and this commando defense is quick to attack. Held the Knights to just 1 goal last night and has equaled the task of Pettit in goal for the Commandos, and no goals allowed in this one. We are scoreless here in the first half.
Must have been an inbound violation.
They'll get it back. Dominic's got it and will work his way out. Trying to do it all herself with Chopin. Did a good job of it. Unable to get that to work, and it goes harmlessly out the back end line.
Setting up for a corner kick now by the Commandos.
Still waiting on someone to emerge as that MVP. We've got a couple of prospects in mind here, but there's a lot to go. Chopin gets that one and sails it just left of the left side pipe. And Pagan's got to go around and get one of those that have been stashed. We've got to be careful of that one. Back jumping and catching and gets a good ovation there. As almost mistimed his jump. Great work by Chopin. Boy, she has been solid. Mary Grace has. LeBlanc thought he had come out of there with it. Sam for the Guardians, but they whistled it the other way.
That might have been a body check going in there. To which the fans at the basketball would start clapping. You can't do that.
That's right. You don't see a lot of that in here in soccer.
You do not. She did not touch the ball. Interesting that they let them still charge, even though she didn't actually touch the ball to get it rolling.
And that's what they're talking about on the sideline, but that's fine. A little over a minute remaining here, just a minute to go regulation plus extra time. Had just a couple of stoppages there in the first, none of it due to scoring. Looked like a couple of fighters trying to get to the bell here and not let anything happen before halftime. Yes, you'd like to take a goal, but you don't want to risk anything that would lead to a late run out. Played this good for 35 minutes.
So that's half.
Calling halftime a few seconds before we had it. So that's unextra time, I guess is what they'll call that. Needless to say, we have reached the half. 10 minutes separate us from that final half, and crowning a varsity state championship here in the 2023 ACEL state championship. Remember, if it's tied at the end of regulation, they'll go to 5 penalty kicks per team. All the members of that kick have to be on the field at the time regulation ends. And if that doesn't happen, then they'll go to sudden death. We'll talk about all of that when we come back. You're watching ACEL Championship Sports on 446 Sports.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, The trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Cenla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
We're back at halftime of the 2023 CoEd Varsity State Championship for ACEL Athletics, and we're joined by Executive Director Sandra Romero. And Sandra, you know, this is about the fourth or fifth interview that we've done, and you're getting much better at agreeing to do them.
And that's a starting point, right? We all got to, we start where we're at, right?
That's exactly right. Look, how long have you been involved with ACEL? And I know we talked about this before. We got some new listeners out there. Tell me how far back you go with ACEL.
I'm starting my fourth year as the executive director. Before that, I spent a year on the ACEL executive board. And before that, I was a part of just a member organization in ACEL for many years.
Isn't that great? And we were talking just a moment ago off of all of this. You see the folks from Chef that are here, the Knights that are up there. Everybody's sticking around to watch this championship game. But just to soak in as much of this now, I know the awards are coming up post this game, but just taking in championship atmosphere on a beautiful sunny day.
And that is what we've been, the goal has been bringing our state championships here in Pineville, just to create that atmosphere that we want them to think all year, hey, I want to get to Pineville.
Look, I think that every day when I get up, I got to get to Pineville. Of course, my day job brings me to Pineville. But you guys will be back here next weekend. How do you make the quick turnaround going from soccer right into basketball? And I know those two things have ran concurrently the last few weeks, but I mean, this shuts down and you're getting ready to come back up here next weekend.
That is exactly right, but that's just what I do. So that is my primary job, pulling off these events, and this will be my 4th straight weekend week because we do all-state voting the 2 weeks prior to the state championships, and I'll tell you that is why I so appreciate your MVP that you're starting to give for the tournament. I'm going to tell you that's something that has been on our wish list for a long time because, like I said, we award those awards. We do that voting weeks before this tournament.
Yep, season-long type of efforts. And, you know, somebody comes to the tournament and they have themselves a special week, a special weekend. The JV one was just a one game because the semifinals were played off-site. But Silas Hebert, that young man, came up with 3 goals, had the hat trick in the JV game for the Knights, and got himself an MVP.
Absolutely, and again, that is another one of those items we've had on our wish list is some way to recognize our JV athletes, so that is perfect.
Oh, well, we're excited to do that without a doubt. And, you know, next weekend when you'll have the JV girls and boys basketball championships, we'll have an MVP for those tournaments and the varsity boys and girls as well. So just a way to cap off. But we're grateful and we're appreciative of being a part of the ACEL family as well.
Oh, absolutely. You guys have absolutely made the difference for us here. You were just talking about that family atmosphere, but that's what you have made for us here in Pineville.
Look, we love it. That's why we love having you guys here. So, all right, this is like talking about which one's your favorite kid. I know it's difficult to do that. But what's your favorite sport? What does Sandy most look forward to?
Well, I want to tell you, and I'm going to give you the answer that I love all my sports, but I'll be real quick. I'll tell you what I love. I love being on the field for football. I didn't know anything about football when I became the executive director, but being on the field with those guys is fantastic. And I'm going to go with Chuck, too. I'm going to poke at my baseball teams just a little bit, not because I used to be a softball coach, but softball is a superior game to baseball. And I do poke at
That's going to be the end of this interview. Quick. Wow. Oh, goodness. No, I grew up, baseball is what brings. Look, the great Vince Scully is the reason that I do what I do. He was just a baseball announcer for the entirety and could tell a story around the game of baseball, and baseball would just come in second nature and he would go back. But that's another story for another day. Getting ready back for the second half. We'll keep you up here a little while this is going on. Tell me what your thoughts about it. You've got the Commandos that have won the state title 4 years in a row and come in as heavy favorites in there, but there's not been a bit of backup by Coach Gray and these Guardians.
There has not, and that is so exciting to see. I just can't wait to see how this one turns out. I understand how the Commandos feel. That's a burden to carry. It really is. But Coach Gray has done a fantastic job this year, and I'm expecting great things from JPG.
Well, we're looking forward as well. You know, JPG, we've met a lot of people along the way, and when Coach Gray came up, he went. So last night we were going to talk to him, but he had to get home to his wife and his baby, and I get that. And here's Mark Attell on the run out. He's looking to get things going, and knocked away, big-time save by Dominic Pagan. So now I have to turn that back down a little bit following that one, but you get up and going in these. But talked to him, had to get home to his family last night, so he said he watched a little bit of it when he got home holding his baby, and so he came up and gave me some pointers of terminologies on there, and look, you know how far we've come in volleyball. We've learned what goes on in volleyball, but look, learning as we go and feel like we're part of the family as well.
And I've done the same thing. Like I said, I knew some of the sports. I don't know all the sports, but that matters not. We can make this happen for our kids if that's what we want to do.
Here's an opportunity down near the goal. That one is going to be Sellers that kicks that one out and near the players from Chef. They'll need to get this turned around. Will the Guardians, and it looks like they will here. We've seen great play out of this too. And the work of Pagan in there, we posted a little video on him last night. But Pettit looks like the goalie. I mean, he's got the long hair, got the bandana, and when he came out for his announcement, just does the hair flip with it. These kids are loving this atmosphere in Championship Saturday.
Absolutely, and I really appreciated what Coach Gray told you about how close these two teams are. They are practically neighbors in Lafayette, and it shows.
Well, you saw the hugs beforehand and all of that, and so you knew that there was that familiarity, but there's not a lack of intensity whatsoever. Corner kick comes across, and that is knocked out of there. Great work underneath.
Well, we're most competitive with our family, right, sir?
Yeah. You're 100% correct. Just my two boys growing up were proof of that. Getting down deep into the field. This is the best drive by the Guardians, but spun around. That defense by the Commandos is just so solid. Bounces around and clears out of there. No, I'm going to forget what you said about softball being superior to baseball. Baseball is that sport we love so much. The only problem with baseball was we were outside, and my goodness, it was hot when we called those games the other day, last year.
It was that, but we had a beautiful facility over there in Pineville.
Right.
Doug, I will say what I need next. I need that golf cart.
You need a golf cart. I know a guy. that can make that happen for you on softball, baseball weekend. We'll certainly make sure that happens without a doubt. And we won't have a letdown like we had one other essential item this weekend. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, look, it'll be a while before anyway. Let's not get into that.
So let's not talk about that.
Yeah, you'll have the golf cart there. I can assure you of that. Hummer. We'll make certain of that. But yeah, just excited about it. Basketball comes back in next weekend. What do we need to look at in basketball next week?
Oh, basketball is going to be interesting. I don't want to give away too much. I can't tell you what to be looking for, but it's going to be exciting. Our girls, JV and varsity, there's going to be some great stuff to be anticipating there.
Oh, there was a run out, but Asher Meir comes up big. Had a goal last night in the game. That was around the 13-minute mark of the second half, made it 7-1. That was the final goal for this Commandos team, and did a great job of getting that ball out of there to thwart that Guardians rush. From the corner, comes in and just sails over everywhere, so not the corner kick they wanted, and it'll send it back to the Commandos. Well, we'll look forward to it next weekend. Weather will not play a factor in that one, although you never know. You could get rained out in a volleyball game. Who knew?
It has happened.
Indeed it has. Still grateful that you guys are up here with us. Wow, we need to probably wrap this up before I dig up anything else. Don't know the time on this one. Did not set the clock going here, so we will play this by ear. That one slips right by Pagan. Carlos Herrera gets the goal. Cosmos Herrera. Wow, big time move right there, right by Pagan. Herrera had the goal last night. He adds one. Cosmos Herrera. Carlos Herrera played for the Astros, didn't he, Mayor? Correa, one of them. See, I just think I know baseball. Don't know any of it. See, try to get the equalizer there. And here's one thing I want to tell you and talk to you about. There's got to be a minimum of 2 young ladies on each team. These girls are scrappy. They play as tough as those guys do. Maybe a little tougher sometimes.
And you're surprised by that?
Not in the slightest, I don't guess.
Not at all.
Do you think the guys let up a little bit when they see the young lady coming up, or are they getting out there aggressively going?
Well, I'll tell you honestly, CoEd is a challenge.
Right.
We do have some organizations that just aren't comfortable with CoEd and don't participate for that reason, and I understand that completely. Right. But others don't feel quite that way. Is there an advantage? Is there a disadvantage? Yes, no, but there's an advantage and disadvantage to pretty much everything. We can't mediate all of it.
100%, and what you put out here is a tremendous product. I just don't want any of these boys to be scared of playing alongside those girls.
And there you are.
And getting out-toughed by them. That's right. Herrera with another shot at it, sails this one over the head of it. Well, Sandy, I appreciate you stopping by and visiting with us, too. I know you got a lot of things to work on, so we'll let you get to that. You've got big trophies to hand out here in just a little while, so we're going to let you get back to that. But thank you to the Executive Director, Sandra Merrow, for joining us up here.
Absolutely. Thank you, Doug. We appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am. There you go. Sandy Merrow joining us here. There's another shot on goal, and it gets right by Pagan once again. And here comes that commando offense. And Ben Sellers gets the goal for the Commandos. Benjamin Sellers gets that one. And, he had a goal last night, a goal tonight. Herrera, a goal yesterday, and a goal today. So we've got certainly some people that are starting to get mentioned in this MVP talk. Boy, that was just a stunning little flurry there over the last couple of minutes by this Commandos team, and they're looking to get going again. Marcatel gets knocked down. As always, a big thanks to Miss Merrow for joining us up here in the booth. She's going to make her way down with the trophies and things, and you're starting to see that group get up and get loose for the Guardians. They'll make their way in just a minute. Not all of them get in, but all of them run. Long shot up and over near where the Patriots are and into the middle of the crowd under the Tron.
You know, and it's not often whenever you have an event of organized events, whatnot, that you get to pull in but kind of like the top dog to talk to them.
That's correct, but she's always made herself available to us, and we're very grateful for what Sandra Merrow does for us and does for ACEL Athletics. ACEL Athletics, I tell you, you got a gem in Sandra Merrow as your executive director.
Absolutely you do.
Work over by the sideline. Not sure the timing of when this half started. Pettit has one go over his head, but kicked out of there. Look, this entire defensive unit for the Commandos has made Pettit's job a lot easier, but Pettit has been responding to every shot on goal, allowed just one goal last night, and has held this Guardians team scoreless this afternoon. Another attempt at it, stumble or slips on that one, but all he's got to do is kind of poke check that one away.
And that's going to give a corner kick. So the offense stays down here where they can press a bit.
Trade off and somebody else set to take the corner kick. Settling under that one finally. Anthony Salvatierra, first time that we've called his name out there. You remember him from football, had a couple of big runs in football before he was injured and then came out. He fires this one on goal, unable to get there, just wide right. Those in Buffalo don't like that reference, but wide right.
Ooh-wee. Speaking of, when is the Super Bowl?
Next weekend.
Next weekend, okay.
Next weekend. They're doing their 7-on-7 flag football or whatever they're doing. They don't play the Pro Bowl anymore. They've got the Pro Bowl week and activities and festivities and things that go along with it, which is good because the Pro Bowl was glorified garbage anyway.
You know, this will be the least expensive Super Bowl that they've had.
How so, Chuck?
No bills.
Never again. Never, ever again will I do that. Wow. I feel for you folks on Friday night next week that are watching that because there's no one to mute Chuck. You know, the NFL one time did a game without announcers in it.
Wow.
We may try to do that Friday.
I can leave my headset.
That one ends inside. JPG's got to get something going. 25-18 set to check in for the Guardians. That is, boy, they didn't make this numerical. That makes it difficult. Gavin Fernandez set to check in, and a big happy birthday out to Gavin Fernandez. Gavin Fernandez turns 18 today. Things quiet as JPG set to go here. Ball placed on the 30-yard line. Spun over trying to get some work. Now back.
Oh, what a nice attempt.
And that was off the inside of the foot. I don't think that was right where they wanted it by any means. That's 19 coming in as well, and that's Mary Kramer.
It was drawn up well because they got the line to split up to go after the ball and had a nice setup for it. Just didn't get a good boot on it.
Another shot at it. Pagan comes out and gets this one. Boy, just for that little 2-minute flurry that the Commandos put on, that's got them staked to a 2-0 lead. Playing deep in their own zone, trying to get it back the other way. Kicked off his own face, and boy, that's tough. And that's going to send him down. Yeah, look like Sellers, but we'll have to get. No, correction, sorry, 7. Fontenot, Jacques Fontenot is who it looked like. Kicked the ball. It went off the legs of the Commandos player, and the ball came right back up in his face and hit him flush in the jaw. And that sends him down. Coach Gray hustles out there to check on him. He says, nah, he's good. See, that's why this is the real football. If you call it stop the clock and had to go check on him, he'd have to come out of the game. Well, he's coming out now, but not because he had to. He was trying to wave him off. But that's going to bring number 34 into the contest. Yeah, that caught him flush. Yeah, that is definitely Fontenot on the sideline that took that off his own kick. Pagan able to cover this one up. So we've got a couple of goals in today's ball game. Sellers had one. Cosmos Herrera had one. Great work in goal by Pettit. Only gave up one goal this weekend. And again, we'll announce our 446 Sports. There's Pettit, ready to go. We'll announce our 446 Sports Tournament MVP, the one that we think had the best effort here this weekend, as named by the working media. And look, there's the record setter there. That's number 38. Goes down the hill. All right, we can quit worrying about that now.
Right?
That hill is interesting over there. It's been that way for football, been that way all along. That's the visiting side during the football season here. The visiting fans sit down on the left end of where we're at, looking from our left to right, the same angle as you have with the camera. Tennis courts are over there. The expressway is over there.
Not many stadiums have.
There goes Marcantel on the run out. He's lobbing to himself on a slide tackle there at the end. And Marcantel laboring just a little bit, but he was tracked down by number 16. The big fella, Miguel Pagan, comes out there and does that. Pagan, the older brother of Dominic, who is in goal. Miguel, the senior. Dominic, just a sophomore.
Off the
opportunities there, but looked like his own guy almost messed up Pagan that time as he was jumping around. Yeah, and they're going over and high-fiving him just a little bit. But Owen Hernandez made it tough on Pagan there to get that save made. Spun around, good work on the far side, but still deep in the Guardian zone. They've got to find a way to get it out of there. They'll get it out, but the defense sitting back. That's Mir that's back there to control. Oh, fancy footwork there by Sellers. Doing what he wants to, except keep it in bounds. Great work by Sellers. And he's looking at the officials like, look, he's all over me.
Hold up to do a line change here.
Subs coming in for the Guardians. We've seen them do a lot of that today. Commandos up 2-0 in this one. 2-0 the score. They are getting close to the drive for 5. This would be 5 state championships in a row. They have won 4 straight. All the way down to Pettit, and he hauls that one in. Very impressed by the work of Luke Pettit. Luke, the junior, will be back for this Commandos team next year. They lose a lot of seniors.
How fun would that be to see the goalkeeper just kick it back and forth to the goals?
Right?
Make that a sudden death.
Just let the goalies get it.
Battle it out.
Think like hockey when everybody's off fighting and the goalies get out there and shake off their gloves and everything and go at it as well. Boy, hockey's something.
Nice.
See Valex down in the corner. Valex Federal Credit Union, we certainly appreciate them being our title sponsor this year. Valex brings you all the 446 sports action. Up at the top, you see the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. Shows you the Commandos up 2-0 over the Guardians.
Nice sportsmanship afterwards, though. Shook hands, gave a hug.
And right back at each other again. That's Herrera and number 10, Sam LeBlanc. Little trickeration there. The hop over. And that's from way downtown. Bang! Goodness gracious. Out from no man's land is where that one goes. And look, you see Pagan down on the other end at goal. And my goodness. Have to see the number on that. That was 13, it looks like.
Yeah, number 13 was one to kick.
13, Anthony Salvatierra with the goal. From downtown, and that gets this team, this crowd, everybody pumped up. Look, it's just going and going, and Pettit had the chance at it, and oh my goodness. goodness. 2-1 now in this one. That one kicked out and is
Into
out of
the
there.
Bleachers and back out.
Got to believe there can't be more than about 10 minutes or so left in this one at all. And I do that with the calculation of 35 minutes in the first, and this one started at 2 o'clock. So to put it at 2:35, 10-minute halftime, would have made 2:45, a little extra time. 2:50, say we started, should be a 3:25 end time, give or take.
Good gracious.
So that's my logic.
Whew.
That just lets you know that we're on the back side of this second half of action. I'd shoot it from here. Get it to Salvatierra one more time. And that is Salvatierra's got it. Look, he scored on a couple of long touchdown runs. Why not hammer it right at Meir? Looking when the Guardians were here playing for that state championship in 8-man football, Salvatierra had a couple of big runs before he was hurt. Came out of that game because soccer, of course, is his love. Marcantel and LeBlanc jawing a little bit at each other. We told you the last few minutes of this one would get testy.
Just a little bit.
Still seeing, is somebody going to go out there and snatch that tournament MVP away? Going back earlier, Silas Hebert with his 3 goals for the Knights was the JV MVP. Just an 8th grader. This one, very difficult to figure out. Salvatierra sends that one down, but it's just going to go meaninglessly towards that back wall. Crowd starting to get antsy and get into this when they know they're in the final few minutes of this 2023 state championship.
That's a little bit different whenever it's 2-0 versus 2-1.
That's correct.
Tried that little overhead.
Pettit pulls
pass.
this one down. There was really nobody there from the Guardians that might have looked at it. Coming up for the interception, jumping up and getting that one. That was 21, Caden Reeser. A little bit of enthusiasm coming out of this Guardian crowd now. They can smell that they might be able to get this thing knotted up.
Uh-oh.
Herrera knocks down number 14, and that is Abigail Whitman. Whitman had a goal last night to start off the scoring.
Will he score from here?
He did from the other side of the field last time. Pettit maybe not taking it as much at ease this time. It might be some of that creativity that we talked about. Running around and setting up is 25. That's Gavin Fernandez. Salvatierra looking to add the extra point here. There's a long shot, and it just goes right. Everybody paying attention this time. But it's going to be off and into the corner now. What a weapon that was the last couple of times.
Yeah, and what a change of mindset it has for these teams, right? It's like, oh, he's serious.
Corner kick is there. Sails far. Oh, and a header that hits the right upright. And the save is made by Luke Pettit, and he has been there all tournament long, except for the one long shot from Salvatierra. Good work jumping in, and that's going to cause the turnover. But that play was made by the work of Abigail Whitman. Here comes that pressure from the Commandos and have to just clear it and get it out of there. Numbers for this Commandos team. Marcantel clears it out, but it's knocked away by Pagan. Herrera spins, turns it back in bounds. Look out. Errant foot coming up that time. Off the face of the young lady. She's like, I got to get out of here. It looks like, oh, she had a little bit of hammy issue there.
That's where the ball hit her. She turned right at the last moment.
Turned right into it. That's Ellen LeBlanc. We've called her name a lot today. She has been solid for this Guardian squad. Long shot at it, and it's in. There goes your MVP. That is Ben Sellers from downtown.
Number 7 from way downtown. Goal for Benjamin Sellers.
Benjamin Sellers now makes it 3-1. Had a big night last night. Having a pretty good go at it tonight, too. Pulls up a little step back jumper from long range and gets that one to go. A little bit of breathing room for this Commandos team. They put up 7 goals last night. They've got 3 tonight. 10 goals here in championship play. Five goal per game average is going to do pretty good. 5 goals per game is what the Commandos have averaged this weekend if you're scoring at home. Back playing a little more relaxed, but you're going to see the intensity ramp up. Now you should see a little high pressure from this Guardian squad. 16 and 17 making their way in. 17 is Luke Manuel. 16 is Miguel Pagan. Again, those of you that watch this live, we appreciate that. Welcome aboard. Those who went back and watched it, hope you enjoyed the replay of this one. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Fancy footwork down deep, and again right off the head of someone. 21, Caden Reeser. And look, the play of Benjamin Sellers has just been solid throughout this one. Benjamin Sellers all season long has just been, has had a tremendous season.
So young man there running across to keep the ball from running downtown.
The record, it's over the record. We've got a brand new record. Next week will be the drive. Next year will be the drive for 40. Pagan camps under that one. 3-1, the 2-goal difference here provided by Benjamin Sellers. Benjamin Sellers, we told you, is the senior. Got to think that we're probably into the last couple of minutes or so in this one. Commandos look poised to grab their 5th straight championship.
Sellers going to kick this one.
Look, I'm telling you, it's tough. Like here, you get 10 yards from him, he's about to kick it right at your face. I don't know about that. This one goes just off to the side. Marcantel with a shot at it. Pagan able to pull that one in. Just goes out of bounds. He's in there grabbing like what was that game back in the day, the Hungry Hungry Hippo, where the hand was just going. So we've made an 8-track reference, Hungry Hungry Hippo, and my goodness. We're going, huh?
Yep.
That one cleared out. Good hustle to the far side. Just a little bit of time remains and separates the Commandos from their 5th straight ACEL state championship. What a game it has been, though. Sellers is, you use this term, as advertised. We heard a lot of great things about Benjamin Sellers, and he has lived up to it. 2 goals in today's championship game, 1 yesterday in semifinal action, 3 goals on the weekend for Benjamin Sellers.
And a corner kick coming up. Couldn't just let it watch it roll out. He kicked it trying to get it back into the other gentleman there. Oh, it's a throw in. Never mind. Throw in right in front of the goal, no good, but they still have possession of it.
Sellers still banging around.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, Pagan knocks that one away. A lot of great action, though, this weekend. We've seen some tremendous players.
Commandos corner kick coming.
Don't forget, following the award of 1st and 2nd place, you'll have all state honors. We'll cover all of that. We'll turn it back over to PA announcer Rich Dupree. He'll announce the 446 Sports MVP. We're going to hold on to it and let him announce that for it. We announced it during our game, but we'll hold on and cover that via our PA address and our public address announcer, Rich Dupree. Banging around Viator down there for the Commandos. I tell you, take nothing away. And they come in as the 3 seed did the Guardians in here. Had to upset the 2 seed Knights, who were 10-1 on the season. But Commandos look to move to 12-1 on the season and their 5th straight title, barring something here at the end. Little kick save. Herrera gets it out of there now. Fans starting to get into this, wanting the call. And the Guardians looking for something.
Try to pull some of that end of the game audio from outside in.
Again, if you've watched this, we appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, go up there and subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button, and you will be updated anytime we go live. And we'll do that next weekend, several games here as basketball girls and boys and JV and varsity come to town. Back to Pineville you go in just a week. You can tell you're into the last seconds as people are playing a lot more intense. The last minute of a prize fight, the boxers usually get in there and get after each other. Sellers now looking for it.
Oh, goodness.
Sellers in a collision with one of the young ladies out there, and that's what we talk about in co-ed soccer. Benjamin Sellers, just a big, strong player. And looks like shoulder. We'll stay off of that look and get away from. We don't like to show anyone that's being attended to. We'll update it just as soon as the young lady is up. There's not any amount of maliciousness in any of this that goes on. You can see Sellers off to the side, and he's shaken up with it as well. And the good sportsmanship got one of the opposition over there from the Guardians over there with him. just consoling. And, you never like to see anything like this happen at all.
No, you don't. I mean, and you get involved in the game, you get worked up with it, and you lose. I guess you just lose that simple compassion because you're in the battlefield.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll bring it back when she is up and going. Until then, we'll be right back on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Young lady did sit up, and so that's good to see. Look like they're working on her shoulder. We'll get it updated for you as we tend to it. Very somber moment here. Everyone around on a knee. You see a lot of folks have gathered and started praying, and that's good to see. Like she landed on that shoulder. Pineville Police Department, Officer Barrett is coming in. Bonnet, correction, goes to check on. But the young lady is up and coming off, and it is that left shoulder it looks like she's favoring, but able to walk off on her own, and that is what you want to see. Trying to identify her. Those of you at home that recognize her know, but we have to rely on the number. Looked back in the position where LeBlanc was, but where she had been most of the day. Looks like perhaps dislocated. We'll get back, and that's probably going to, don't know if they'll save that time in there or not. Can't be much time. And there's a yellow card that has been given to Benjamin Sellers for that, and not really sure why. They said that it was aggressive in nature, but well, anyway, don't know about that. 39 coming back into the game now for Sellers, and nobody more upset about it than Sellers was, and we saw that.
And one thing, the ref went over and he actually was talking to him a little bit before he even gave him the card to explain what was going on, and maybe just to talk and say, hey, what's I haven't seen he's obviously shook up with it.
Winding down the final bit of time here in this one. Commandos on top 3-1.
And down the hill.
It's like chasing foul balls at Little League parks, but you don't get a free Coke out of it. But the kiddos are off and running. So our best wishes to that young lady. Again, regrettably, haven't seen the number on her, but looked back into the back where Ellen LeBlanc was, but you don't want to suggest anything. Following playing inside the 40s there.
I'll say that one went out of bounds.
Looks like she's getting a sling down there to protect that left arm just a little bit. That's 39. Sam Mayu had it. Off to the left, and that one is good. Don't go away yet. It is 3-2.
25, I believe it was.
Which one?
Standing at the 50, just stood back up. Number 25 there, I believe it is.
3-2, nonetheless.
Waving like that, yep.
If that is, that's 25, Gavin Fernandez, the birthday boy.
25, Gavin Fernandez makes it 3-2 Commandos.
Wow, this thing got real quick, didn't it? The Guardians have got to do something quickly. They've got to press, get a turnover, and get some things going their direction. Need one of those Salvatierra long-range bombs. And that is going to do it. State championship number 5 as the Commandos hold on and win this one 3-2. 5th straight state championship, but my goodness, the work that was put on by this John Paul the Great Academy team. Came in as a 3 seed and walk away with just a 1-goal loss today in the championship against the high-powered Commandos of Acadiana Homeschool Athletics.
We will have our first and our runner-up.
Going to turn it over to our PA announcer, Rich Dupree, and he'll take you through the post-game awards.
Award for the tournament. And we will have our first and second team All-State to announce to you momentarily. Executive Director Sandra Mero will be presenting our state champion and our state runner-up awards on the field here in just a moment. And then again, we've got several individual awards to announce for you, and we will do that as well. Again, we give our best wishes to Abigail Whitman. She was the young lady that, with the sling, as you can see. So go gentle on that hand slap there. So, what a great championship game. What a highlight to this 2022-23 season. And as we get ready to announce our individual awards, our second and first team All-State, just a lot to celebrate here at LCU. Our teams have congratulated each other, so close in proximity to each other and close to each other in many other ways. But time now to get ready to present our individual award, well, our state awards, and then we'll get to our individual awards. We'll obviously begin with our state runner-up for the 2022-23 CoEd soccer season. it is John Paul the Great Academy Guardians. And now your state champion for the CoEd Soccer 2022-23 season, it is the Commandos of Acadiana Homeschool Athletics. Congratulations again to the #1 seed, the Commandos of Acadiana Homeschool Athletics. A brand new award this year, so new that the plaque is not ready yet. It'll be ready by next weekend when we're back here for the basketball championships. But 446 Sports, which has been one of the constant supporters and providers of live broadcasts of almost all of our ACEL championship sports, is presenting for the first time a tournament MVP. And the tournament MVP for this soccer state championship, #7, Benjamin Sellers. So congratulations to Benjamin. He will have a plaque from 446 Sports that Executive Director Sandra Mero will have by next weekend when we are back here for our girls and boys JV and varsity basketball state championships. All right, time now to get into our 2022-23 ACEL All-State Team Awards. Obviously, this reflective of this soccer season. And I'll ask that you come to the field and remain with the team that you're announced with, whether it's second team or first team, for a group picture. But as you can see, our executive director is multi or triple tasking here with photos and plaques and t-shirts and just everything else. So give her time to pass out the rewards of that recognition, and then she'll get your group picture. All right, this is our second team All-State. Madison Candle from Southwest Louisiana Homeschool Athletics. Miriam Marcantel, Acadiana Homeschool Athletics. Again, as I call your name, please come to the field and stay on the field for a team picture. Goalie, Daniel Schaefer, Open Door Christian Academy. Damian Coward, Southwest Louisiana Homeschool Athletics. Second team All-State, Miguel Pagan, John Paul the Great Academy. Carter Arsenault, Chef of Baton Rouge. Asher Meir, Acadiana Homeschool Athletics. Second team All-State, Evan Robertson, Southwest Louisiana Homeschool Athletics. And rounding out the second team All-State, Corey Brock, Chef of Baton Rouge. Now, ladies and gentlemen, time for our first team All-State. We begin with Riley Arsenault, Chef of Baton Rouge. Mary Grace Chopin, Acadiana Homeschool Athletics. Goalie, Grayson Johnson, Southwest Louisiana Homeschool Athletics. First team All-State, Benjamin Sellers, Acadiana Homeschool Athletics. Anthony Salvatierra, John Paul the Great Academy. Tommy Frazier, Chef of Baton Rouge. Enoch Hebert, Southwest Louisiana Homeschool Athletics. Benaiah Atkins, Christian Homeschool Sports Association of Acadiana. And rounding out our first team All-State, David Markintel, Acadiana Homeschool Athletics. Now for our individual awards for the 2022-23 season. We'll begin with the ACEL Female Varsity CoEd Soccer MVP. Riley Arsenault, chef of Baton Rouge. Now your ACEL male varsity co-ed soccer MVP, Benjamin Sellers, Acadian Homeschool Athletics. And your ACEL Co-ed Soccer Coach of the Year for 2022-23, Carrie Chopin, Acadian Homeschool Athletics.
And that's going to put a wrap on the award ceremony here. You see the final picture being taken there with Coach Chopin with his Commandos getting the state championship. Going to wrap it up here. Congratulations to all of our winners and all of our award winners tonight. Guys, we will see you back here next weekend in Pineville for the basketball JV and varsity state championships from my man Chuck Perkins, Rich Dupree over on PA, Sandy Merrow, who's the executive director of ACEL Athletics. I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.
Again, thank you, ladies.